So we're going to look today at some of the industries that are most likely to get you to millionaire status today. We'll also look at some of the action steps you can take to get involved in those. So we're going to start off with apps. And in my opinion, we're at the very inception, at the beginning of the app revolution, and people are making a lot of money in these apps. At the high end of earnings, Marcus Pearson developed Minecraft, now worth $1.75 billion. Evan Spiegel turned down $3 billion offer from Facebook. And Jan Koorn, who was on welfare and food stamps, created WhatsApp, sold it to Facebook for $22 billion. Top 200 apps that are out there right now, on average, generate $82,500 every single day. Top 800 apps around $3,500 a day. Building apps is becoming so much easier right now with services like Appy Pie and iBuild app, where even with minimal coding skills, you can build an app or convert your existing website into an app. Now, I think we're at the point with apps now where we were with websites 25 years ago, right? Back then, you had to build a website in code, line by line. And some of you old schoolers out there might remember when Microsoft Front Page came out. It was a template tool for websites. That was about 1997. That opened up the door for a lot of people to get involved, and of course a lot of really bad looking websites, but more people started entering, and today virtually anybody can build a decent website with Wix or WordPress or any of the other many tools that are out there. Apps, they're probably going to end up that way as well, but right now there is this huge opportunity to get in early, get established on the app sites, and create ongoing, relatively passive income. How can you get started? Well, either improve on an existing app or create a brand new app if you've got a great idea how to improve people's lives. And if you lack those skills, you can always hire app developers on websites like Fiverr or Odesk quite reasonably. Next up is real estate. People always come back to real estate like the millionaire maker. Personally, I believe we're going to see a reversal in housing prices in the not too distant future. There's a lot of people behind on mortgages. If you look at the numbers, a lot of people behind on rent. So speculating, which is buying and holding houses in certain markets, bubble markets, may be becoming increasingly risky. Now, buying and holding real estate, is it really going to make you rich? A lot of people don't know these numbers. According to the National Council of Real Estate Investment Fiduciaries, in 2021, the average 25-year return for private commercial real estate properties held for investment purposes had average returns around 10%. Residential and diversified real estate investment also averaged returns a little bit higher, 10.3%. Now, those of you that are familiar with the average returns in the S&P, that's about the same, right? And you put a lot less time and effort. For those of you that owned rental properties, you know what I'm talking about, making money from stocks rather than owning rental properties. So as far as holding real estate, those returns have not been that impressive. Now, flipping real estate, so earning money on improvements, is generally still a good option even when the bubble pops. There's always a market for people to buy nice houses. And the average return on flipping houses is about 15 to 20%. Now, if you get really good, you improve your game, you can earn up to 50% or more on a single flip. Now, if you lack capital, you don't have money, you can find partnerships. Go out there, find somebody who's willing to put the money down, share the costs or the work. You can find no money down deals in distressed areas. And loan rates, if you do have the credit and the capabilities, loan rates are lower than they've ever been in a long time. Now, the key to flipping is that when you take in these significant chunks of money in one place, and this stands for any business out there, give you an example, $100,000 profit that you take in on a flip, it's a lot easier to save money towards $1 million than taking in these small amounts and trying to retain that with a weekly paycheck. Now, we recently put together a detailed video outlining how to market real estate to get higher asking prices. And this is going to work for flippers, it works for agents, anyone who's selling a house or wants to get into real estate. I'm going to post a link above here and also at the end of the video. Number 3 is M&A, mergers and acquisitions. Now, imagine an industry where a single commission can be $250,000, even as high as $1 million. So a regular business broker they sell businesses, much like a real estate agent sells houses. They represent businesses usually that are under $1 million, Main Street businesses, as we call them. They're generally receiving a 10% commission on a sale. So $1 million business sells $100,000 commission to you. That's not bad, although you don't necessarily keep all of it if you're in a brokerage. But a huge number of businesses now are going to be changing hands over the next decade. As the baby boomers, they're getting older, they're retiring, they want to sell their businesses. So a Main Street broker can make a great living. It's all about marketing, to be honest. So if you have experience in marketing, you're going to be ahead of the game. Now, an M&A intermediary, mergers and acquisitions expert, handles business sale transactions over $1 million, and commissions in M&A can be significant. Now, the downside, as the same with business brokering, there's going to be a long wait time between deals, and if it's your first deal, you're likely going to wait months. M&A, you might be waiting a year or more, where you're not going to make any money. So how do you enter into these industries? Well, you can start working for a brokerage. You can buy a franchise like Sunbelt Business Brokers. You can even start with residential real estate, make your way to commercial real estate, and then eventually start your own business. Number 4 is starting an online business. So you got to look at it this way. Never in history has the barrier to entry to starting your own business been so low. Right? You can start a website now for under $100. You can compete with virtually any other company around the world. You can advertise to a very specific target demographic for pennies per click. You can grow your business. And once you reach a certain benchmark, there is a huge demand right now from buyers who are looking to acquire businesses. Now, if you look at some of the websites like Flippa or Digital Exits, you're going to see hundreds of examples of people who started a website, they built that business, and are now selling. Now, most online businesses, they're going to sell for a multiple of their revenue. So if the business has $100,000 a year profit, you've built it up there, and it sells for a 2.5 multiple, that's 100,000 times 2.5, that's $250,000. And there's this huge demand right now for decent businesses. If you build up a business, takes you a year, takes you 2, you exit, you make your $250,000. It doesn't take that long to build up to your $1 million mark. Selling prices right now are at a premium. People paying 3 times, 4 times, 5 times multiple. Very difficult to find a solid business out there. Some of the types of businesses that you can start, lead generation. You can start an Amazon FBA. You can do drop shipping. You can start a blog and just have ad revenues. Many, many ways to get started in online business. Or if you have the money, you can always acquire one of these existing businesses that have cash flow. So next up is master franchising, and this has been called one of the best kept secrets in franchising today. So instead of buying one single franchise location like a restaurant, you buy the rights to sell multiple franchises within an entire territory. So you might buy the license rights to 15 locations in your city. You now sell those franchises. You might open up 1 or 2 yourself, but you keep 50% of the franchise fee, and franchise fees are often, $40,000. Can be more, could be less. And you also keep 50% of the royalties for every single location in your territory for the duration of your contract. Now, it's a lot of work at first getting your franchisees ramped up, but once you're operational, it can be a relatively passive income. Now, most companies, they don't advertise their master franchise opportunities, so you can either contact a broker like Franchise City to see what's available and see what's out there. Now, keep in mind that master franchises are not necessarily that much more than you might be paying for a single unit, depending what industry you're looking at. Secrets to marketing real estate and making money even if you have no money. I'm going to put that link above. 6 small home business ideas. I'll put that down below. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.